The year is 1600. A fleet sails into Indian shores. It is the British East India Company, granted a royal charter by Queen Elizabeth I. What begins as a humble trade mission about soon grew into the world's most powerful colonial force. By the late 18th century, the company was no longer just trading spices, it was governing vast lands. Regulating Act of 1773. To address governing concerns, the British Parliament passed the Regulating Act of 1773. Warren Hastings was appointed as the first Governor General of Bengal, a role created to centralize British authority. The Act also set up the Supreme Court in Calcutta, the first formal court of British justice in India. This was Britain's first real attempt to control the company's corrupt administration. Pitt's India Act 1784 Dual Control. Still dissatisfied, Britain introduced Pitt's India Act in 1784. This act created a system of dual control. The Board of Control in Britain would handle political matters, while the company's directors had oversaw trade. A new check and balance system was born. British wasn't ready to take full control yet, but it couldn't let the company rule unchecked either. Charter Act of 1813. End of monopoly. The Charter Act of 1813 was the turning point. The company lost its trade monopoly except in tea and China. Indian and British private traders now shared the market. The act also allowed Christian missionaries to enter India, marking the start of British cultural influence. For the first time, funds were allocated to education Indians in Western knowledge systems. Charter Act of 1833. In 1833, Britain went further. The Charter Act made Lord William Bentinck the first Governor General of India, not just Bengal. The East India Company officially gave up its trading rights. India was now being centralized under one legislative council. This act laid the groundwork for a single Indian nation state, the long before independence was even imagined. Charter Act of 1853 Civil Services. The 1853 Charter Act was the most modern of all. Indians could now join the Indian Civil Services based on open competitive exams. Legislative and executive powers were also separated for the first time, setting up modern public administration systems. But even as reforms were introduced, discontent simmered. Revolt of 1857 and the Act of 1858. In 1857, the Great Revolt shook the British Empire. Sepoys rebelled, civilians joined. The East India Company had lost its grip. British responded swiftly. The Government of India Act of 1858 dissolved the company. India would now be ruled directly by British Crown. Queen Victoria issued a proclamation promising peace and religious freedom. Lord Canning became the first Viceroy of India, marking the end of company rule. Let's quickly recap the acts that shaped India's colonial government. 1773 Regulating Act, Governor General of Bengal and Supreme Court. 1784 Pitt's India Act, which dual control begins. 1813 Charter Act, trade monopoly ends. 1833 Charter Act, Central Legislature, Bentinck's appointment. 1853 Charter Act, ICS exam open to Indians. 1858 Government of India Act, Crown Rule begins. Quiz time. Let's test your memory. Who granted the East India Company a charter in 1600? A. Queen Victoria. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. King George III. D. Lord Cornwallis. The correct answer is B. Queen Elizabeth I. From merchants to monarchs, the company's rules shaped India's political future. In our next video, we explore the Indian Council Acts and how Indians began to join governance. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more UPSC explainer content.